What's up, YouTube? Honeybee here, bringing you another Injustice Pro Series point update video. Up until this point, we are now completely finished all the events in the Pro Series that you can accumulate points at. So we do currently know what the finals are going to be in terms of seeding and who is qualified for the majority of it. I'll go over the stuff that's still to come, but as of right now, SoCal Regionals has finished. Sonic Fox did win it, and second place was Hayate, third Rewind. I got fourth place with Deoxys getting fifth. Who else got fifth? Gur got fifth, and then in seventh was Tweety and Scar. So since that concluded, Scar was actually on a bubble situation where he was actually outside of points before SoCal Regionals began, and he needed a top 8 in order to qualify, and he actually did do that at SoCal Regionals by beating Samij. So he ended up qualifying, taking a spot over Happy Pow, but he ended up knocking out Tekken Master. So right now, if we look in the top 13 of points, right now we have here Tweety in the #1 seed, as generally expected ever since he started the season so strongly. Sonic Fox ended up bumping up a few places to get to the 2nd seed because he won SoCal Regionals and got a lot of points for that. My brother Bio is going to be sitting in the 3rd seed, Rewind 4th, Samij 5th, Hayate ending with a really high 6th place seed because he did get 2nd place at 2 big events, one being the Anality, where he got a big chunk of points from near the beginning of the season, and he got 2nd place at SoCal Regionals at the end, and each 2nd place is 160 points. So Hayate is looking very, very high in the seeding right now. Gross at 325, who had a very strong beginning to the series. He got 2nd place at Combo Breaker, 4th place at CEO, but then since then, he didn't go to Vianality. Evo, I believe he got 9th place, and he got 5th place in the Online East tournament, and then at SoCal Regionals, I don't believe he did that well. I think he got either 13th or 17th. So right now, Gross is going to be the 7th seed, and I'm going to be the 8th seed. Since I got 4th place at SoCal Regionals, I got an extra 100 points for the event. I was sitting at 210 before it started. Now I'm at 310. So I'm going to be in the 8th seed. Gur, he was actually in a little bit of a scary situation. He started the season very, very shaky. He had like multiple 13ths, I think, at the beginning. Didn't go to Vianality, so he didn't get points there. Evo, he got 9th, so he was sitting at like 60 points, and we were like only 2 events left, and he basically looked like he needed a last chance qualifier win, but he ended up winning Online East, which bumped him from 60 to 185, and he did quite well at SoCal Regionals by getting winner's side of top 8, guaranteed 5th place is what he ended up getting. So he went from 185 to 255, and Gur's going to be sitting in the 9th place seed just over Irish Mantis, who's going to be the 10th place seed. And then here we see the people rounding out that top 12, which would be Silvereye in 11th and Scar in 12th. So Scar getting that top 8 at SCR meant he jumped from 145 points up to 190. So he just squeezed himself in there into the finals. Now, normally it would be a top 12, but since Northern Arena, the way they had decided to do it was if the winner of Northern Arena is already qualified in the Pro Series finals through points, it means the Northern Arena seed is given to 13th place in points. And in this situation, since I won Northern Arena, if myself, Hayate, or Bio were to have won Northern Arena, 13th in points were to get that spot. So since that happened, Happy Pow is now going to be qualified, and he's going to be sitting in the 13th position, but he's going to be just over Tekken Master, who now is actually knocked out of the Pro Series currently. Tekken Master is 5 points under Happy Pow. He ended up being eliminated by Happy Pow at SoCal Regionals. He lost to Hero Killer Stain and Happy Pow. So now Tekken Master is going to be sitting outside, but he still does have chances to qualify. So we're going to go over that right now. And as far as what's left is we do have this over here, we have the Intercontinental Championship, which is happening over a span of weeks. The Australian guys are in right now, I believe Middle East and one either Europe West or East. I believe that's going to take place this weekend, so we'll be seeing who's going to qualify from that. And the finals are going to be October 7th. So whoever wins that in the finals is going to qualify as well. And I believe since Happy Pow and Irish Mantis are already qualified, they won't be able to compete in this tournament, meaning some of the other guys from EU West will be in there, such as Dizzy, maybe Foxy, and we'll see who's going to qualify through that. I would think Tekken Master is going to make it through the Middle East, and it'll be really interesting to see who's going to take that final spot from the Intercontinental Championship. We also have Liga Latina that's happening. I believe the finals for that is going to be September 28th. So that's in about a week or two. We're going to have a champion from that. I'm thinking most likely Killer Jinok or Hey George would qualify from Liga Latina. And then after that, there's going to be East Coast Throwdown, which is a tournament, and it's the last chance qualifier for people that are not currently qualified. They can compete in that. And then I believe that's on October 21st, if I'm not mistaken, it says here. Yeah, October 20th, 21st weekend is when that is going to take place. So there's still 3 people left to qualify. Interesting note is that so far, every single champion of every single Injustice Pro Series event was won by someone different. I think that's really cool. It doesn't happen normally, especially for NRS games. If we look at last season, Sonic Fox won basically everything with like a few things here and there, like White Boy won CEO last year, Dragon won Evo, my brother Bio won Versus Fighting, but outside of that, Sonic won everything else. And this year is very different. Like basically everyone in this top section, or the majority, have won something. Tweety won Combo Breaker, Sonic Fox SCR, Bio Vianality, Rewind Evo, Samij CEO. Hayate and Gross did not win, but they did come second at stuff. I won Northern Arena, Gur won Online East, Irish Mantis online for EU. So there's quite a few people that won stuff. Nubcakes is the only person right now that actually won something, which was Online West, and he got 125 points for that, but that's not enough to get him into that top 13 because he didn't get enough points outside of that online tournament. So it's pretty interesting that a lot of different people have been winning stuff. As far as the final bracket, I do have here what I believe is going to be the final bracket based on seeding. That would make sense via the points that you have. Tweety, obviously the #1 seed coming into this, would most likely be fighting Last Chance Qualifier. That's kind of how it's always done, where the Last Chance Qualifier takes the last place seed. Last place seed would fight the first place seed. So Tweety most likely is going to fight the Last Chance Qualifier. As far as my predictions on who the Last Chance Qualifier would be, we have people like, who we have? If we go down here, Deoxys, I believe, is a very, very strong candidate to be winning that. If Big D goes, he's also a strong candidate. I don't know if Nubcakes is going, although I think he should go. I'm pretty sure Forever King is going as well. I think Emperor Combat might be going as well. So there's, and I know that Hero Killer Stain is going. So those are some of the people that I'm definitely going to be looking out for in terms of Last Chance Qualifier. That's going to be a really big event, and it will somewhat affect me because I believe the way the brackets would be Tweety fighting the Last Chance Qualifier. I would have to fight Gur first round because I'm the 8th seed and he's the 9th seed. So that's how it would go. And then the winner of Tweety versus LCQ and the winner of Honeybee, which is myself versus Gur, would have to fight each other. So it is possible that I would have to fight the Last Chance Qualifier in the second round if I were to win my first match, assuming Tweety loses. If Tweety wins, I'd probably fight Tweety. And I'm pretty sure that's how it goes down. I've done a lot of tournaments. I've looked at a lot of brackets, and this is kind of just what makes sense in terms of how brackets are normally run. Below us, we would have a Rewind versus Happy Pow first match potentially, because Rewind's the 4th seed and Happy Pow would be the 13th seed, assuming like, he does take the Northern Arena seed, but he's 13th in points. It makes sense for him to be the 13th seed. So 4th seed fights 13th. I'm pretty sure that's what would go down. Interesting thing is, they did fight in tournament at SoCal Regionals, Rewind and Happy Pow, and Happy Pow was actually up 2-0 on Rewind, but Rewind reverse 3-0'd Happy Pow using Blue Beetle. So that's definitely going to be a matchup that will be interesting to see first round. Will Happy Pow learn the Beetle matchup better, perhaps? Will he find a counter pick, maybe? It'll be interesting for sure. And we also have Samij versus Scar, which is really interesting because Samij lost to Scar at SoCal Regionals because Scar had to beat him to make top 8. So if they fight first round at IPS Finals, if he were to win again, that would be very, very interesting. But I would assume Samij is going to train and grind that matchup a lot more because Catwoman does really well against Supergirl, so I was very surprised to see Scar beating Samij using that character. Other than that, we'll have Sonic Fox fighting, I believe, either Liga Latina or Intercontinental Champion. Sonic Fox is the 2nd seed, meaning he'd fight the 15th seed. So it all depends on who they determine is the 15th seed and the 14th seed. I'm not sure if they're planning to make the 15th seed Liga Latina or if they're going to make that the Intercontinental Champion. So it could be either or depending on what they want to do with that. Gross would fight Irish Mantis because Gross is 7 and Irish Mantis is 10th. So they would have to fight each other. Winner of that would fight winner of this. And then we have our last set of matches over here, which would be my brother Biohazard versus whoever Liga Latina Intercontinental Championship is, based on who they do for that. And then we'll have Hayate fighting Silvereye. Silvereye and Hayate have fought in tournament a few times now. Hayate beat Silvereye at EVO, and he also beat Silvereye at SoCal Regionals. So Silvereye is definitely going to have to be more prepared for the Robin matchup, and Hayate is going to have to make sure he's been playing basically how he's been doing this entire season. He's been looking very, very strong. So that's how the IPS Finals bracket is going to happen. Winner of these guys fight these guys. Winner of these guys would end up going like that against these guys. So that's kind of like how it would look in the top 8 of the bracket. So I'm pretty excited for this. We also have news of Injustice 2 finals date. They just announced it on the Injustice 2 website, which is here. Injustice 2 Pro Series Grand Finals will be live in Chicago on November 13th. That is a Tuesday, by the way. Not 100% sure why they're deciding to go with a Tuesday, but that is the date that they've announced. So you can go ahead and already purchase tickets at this link that they provided. I'll put a link in the description below for anyone that wants to look into that. But that's what it's looking like. $100,000 prize. They definitely made a typo right there. And yeah, IPS Finals, man, that's basically 2 months away. Still a good amount of time to train and everything. Thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know if you plan on going or anything like that, and I'll see you in the next one.